Is complicated but simple. I think Quinn gives this team the best chance to win. Zach will be backing him up, and Tua will be the emergency third.
What was the thinking in having Tua be the third as opposed to the backup?
I think it was the best for all parties involved, Quinn, Zach, and Tua. The decision...
Yo, YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Q. Back at y'all again with another video, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. Tua Tagovailoa, man, of the Miami Dolphins. I know I should have got on here and talked about this game a lot sooner, but things happen, but we here now, man. But Tua Tagovailoa, man. The Miami Dolphins, you guys know, played the Steelers, a few days ago in the cold. We all know that's Tua's weakness. And long story short, man, Tua ain't have a good game, bro. 64 total yards in the first half of that game. The numbers, if you go back and look at the box score, it looks pretty skewed because he put up a lot of meaningless stats in the second half or in the fourth quarter when the game was already out of hand. And all the things that, people have been saying about Tua, man, came into fruition that game. That game right there summed up the Miami Dolphins season. It summed up everything that we knew about Tua, man. Whenever you need him to deliver, when it comes to clutch moments, man, he won't deliver. He will not deliver, man. This game right here was a must-win game for the Miami Dolphins, man. And losing to the Steelers officially eliminated the Miami Dolphins from playoff contention. That was the game where we needed to see what Tua had. That was the game. If Tua was going to show up in any game, it would have been that game right there. That's the game that would have saved him. That would have saved his job. Because let's be real, man. As bad as the Miami Dolphins have been this season, with Tyreek Hill getting hurt and just Tua not playing up to par, his job was on the line. I'm pretty sure his job was being talked about, So I think that the writing is on the wall, man. I think that the Miami Dolphins are going to move on from Tua Tagovailoa, man. Reports are coming out saying that, indicating this. And I believe it, man. I think it's time for the Miami Dolphins to move on. I've been saying it for a long time now, man. Tua is just not the man for the job. When you have a division and when you have a guy in Josh Allen that's running around in your division, come on, man. Drake May. Did you just see the way Drake May played against the Ravens? The Jets are the Jets. You ain't got to worry about the Jets. And then you got Tua, a guy that can't even throw the ball deep, let alone throw the ball in the cold. You heard what Tyreek Hill said. He got to come back and catch that football. When you're going deep, you're supposed to be running away from the defense, not coming back to the defense just to try to catch a pass. And then you go on the podium and say these things, along with the injury history, along with throwing your teammates under the bus earlier in the season, Tua. It seems to me like the Miami Dolphins are finally realizing what the issue is with the Miami Dolphins, man. And it's not Mike McDaniel. Granted, the Miami Dolphins didn't really play that great yesterday, with Quinn Ewers and whatnot, but just Tua getting benched for Quinn Ewers, man, is everything that we need to know. I think the Miami Dolphins have had enough, man. They're ready to move on. They're ready to find another quarterback. I feel like another thing that the Miami Dolphins are thinking about is just the thought of missing out on Justin Herbert, one pick after they drafted Tua, man. With the Brian Flores, he wanted Justin Herbert. You know, he didn't want to. You know, the organization fought him for it. You know, they replaced Brian Flores. You know, got Mike McDaniel, offensive guru, and it worked for a few years. You know, the offense was fast, 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 fast. You know, it worked for a little bit, but as time goes on, the league catches on to you. The league catches on to things, and Tua, with his limitations and his deficiencies as a quarterback, he hasn't been able to bounce back. He hasn't been able to counterpunch. You know what I'm saying? The offense is very, very limited with Tua's skill set, man. And I think the Miami Dolphins are going to eat that money, man. They're going to move off this guy. You know what I'm saying? Um, do I see Tua getting another job? I don't know, man. It's tough because if I'm an organization and I'm looking at a guy like Tua, I'm probably not picking Tua up, man. Depending on the division, though, it really depends on the division. I think Tua can play in a division like the Rams division. He can play in that division. I feel like the NFC West. He can play in that division. I feel like because you're gonna be in a dome majority of the time. That's the type of quarterback Tua is, man. Tua is not a guy that's gonna be able to win you a game on the road when it's freezing cold. But sometimes you're gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Chiefs, man, Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, they play in the cold. Drake May, those guys, they play in the cold. The only way that Tua can really win a team a championship, because that's what it's really all about, winning championships. The only way that Tua can win a team a championship is if they get the first seed and all that shit, and they control home court, and Tua can just play in a dome the whole entire time. Maybe then he'll win the Super Bowl. But other than that, man, I don't see Tua winning no Super Bowl, man. You can't win a Super Bowl with a quarterback like Tua, man. He'll have a good season. He'll give you a good season. You know what I mean, here and there. And sometimes he'll give you a shitty season like he did this year. But he'll give you a good season. But when you need him to show up in the playoffs and you need him to deliver, it won't happen. It just won't happen. I think the Miami Dolphins are doing the right move, making the right move by moving off this guy, man. He's done. He's done. I think Tua is done, man. And that's all. And I think that sums up everything we need to know about, you know, the Dolphins, man. I think they're moving on. I don't know who they're going to target at quarterback, man. My guess is they go after a guy like Joe Burrow. You know? I could see them going after a guy like Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Maybe include Tua in that trade. Who knows? Because Joe Burrow in Miami with Mike McDaniel, oh my goodness. That offense would be humming. Humming. And if you get Jamar Chase over there too, please, nigga. But yeah, man, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. Tua, you trash. Hang it up, man. I'm out. Peace. Catch you on the next video.